Is there a game that you are like the best at from the series that you know you can play really well?
I think I cannot survive if I play those games in real life. So no comment. I give up.
Fair.
무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다.
Red like fight?
Some of the games would be Taegi, the kicking, or 공기. Honestly, to pick one that I'd be most confident in, the games are quite difficult actually. But what was fun, I can say, is the honeycomb, 달고나. Not only is it fun, it was so fun for me to do it because I hadn't played it for so long. And also, it's quite tasty too.
I've played so many villains in my career. I'm very good at killing people. So if I played hide and seek and if I have a dagger in my hand, I did a really good job.
That's amazing.
All right.
Good. Well,
that's our
should
cue.
not play with you. Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking your time with us today. We absolutely love this show so much, and this season alone has been fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
Good to hear that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's been such a phenomenon around the world when you look at how impactful this show has been. What has that cultural impact of this show meant for you?
I would have to say the biggest meaning it holds for me is that we were able to deliver the message we wanted to deliver through the show, that it was communicated so well throughout the world, and that it received so much love and support from all of the global fans. And I would say that season 3, in terms of the theme as well as the message, it's probably the closest as it is the finale. So I'm just looking forward to how all of you are going to respond to it. Well, first of all, I had 2 intentions I had as I went into creating the show. The first one was that, you know how this is based on children's games. So I hoped that, first of all, that it would be an entertaining show, that people would have fun watching it, especially the games. I hope that they would be reminded of their childhood and the games that they played. I hope that it would bring them nostalgia and also maybe try to play the games again as adults. So that came true. And then the second intention was the social message that it had. I hope that people, after watching the show, would talk about it with people that watched it together. And that also came true. So as the creator of the show, I'm just so extremely grateful and very happy that both the entertainment factor and the meaning factor came to life. And season 3 is really the closest to the essence of Squid Game. So I hope that you will not miss it. For me, I think I was just in very much awe of everything. To know that a story that's uniquely Korean, created by a Korean creator, all with a Korean cast, and especially something that's created in the Korean language, to know that that touched so many people around the world, regardless of what culture or what language you had. And to know that not only did it appeal to so many of them, that the stories and themes were so resonant with all of the fans. I am just, as someone who was a part of it all, I'm very happy to see that.
At first, when I got the role, I couldn't believe that the role came to me. So I was like, maybe this isn't mine to play. And then before we got into production, I slipped when it was raining, and then I hurt my arm. So I was like, oh my God, am I going to be able to pull this off? But then it healed and I could go into production very smoothly. So I think I used up all my bad luck during the rainy day, and I only had good luck left. The fact that K-culture and K-dramas are being loved all across the globe and is having a huge cultural impact fascinates me, but also gives me a heavy shoulder. I feel like I have to live up to the pressure.
As a huge fan of season 1, I was so shocked and to see that something like this could come out of Korea, and I was like, oh, definitely want to be a part of this. So it was such an honor to come aboard season 2 and 3, and not only was I impressed by the scale of this series, but just, they're phenomenal people to work with. The director, very veteran actors that I got to act alongside. And so I just had a blast. And if this were to come together again, I would join again.
As I'm a big fan of Squid Game, so it is my great honor to take part in Squid Game season 2 and 3. So I just want to say thank you for giving me a great opportunity to take part in Squid Game.
Something that, we found so powerful about your character, you're giving birth in a place that is surrounded by death. When you read that situation with your character, what made you go what was going through your mind during that whole process?
When I Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that concept of just, giving birth and surrounding by death I thought it was such a monstrous concept almost. How do you even do that? And so I think when I was filming the birthing scene, I was almost in a trance almost because, like when you're giving birth, it's hard to just like have any sort of like coherent thoughts. So I think I think there were tons of thought that swam in my head, but then also just the rush of giving birth, that was also contributing to that whole experience.
Even for yourself, we get to see you in an interesting position this season with you being obviously wanting to survive the games, but also now having a larger purpose of, being a father. How did you want to balance playing your character as someone who wants to survive, but also wants to protect?
I think I feel like if Myung-gi were wiser, he would have picked one or the other, right? And actually like concentrated on fulfilling one of the two. But I think Myung-gi is a victim of his own hubris, where he feels like he can achieve both love and his greed. And I think that leads him down the wrong path of making wrong choices.
The episode where you play hide and seek, I think, is our favorite episode of yours. And we just love if you could talk to us about what went into creating that episode and, coming to the very end of that episode, especially.
Yeah, exactly. The hide and seek was the game that I was most worried about when I was reading the script. But because we have an amazing cast of all these wonderful actors, we could work off of each other's energy and we could create synergy by using each other's reaction as fuel. So I think we could have this blast of emotions thanks to our collaboration together. And instead of preparing for what to do on set, we just worked off of the dynamics that we had.
Was there a moment in the script that made you say, yes, I know exactly who this person is. I know exactly how to play them. And it really excited you when you wanted to talk about the role? And Park, let's start with you.
Oh.
So before I got the script, Director Hwang briefed me about who this character is going to be, what Hyunju is going to be like, and I was just so fascinated at having such a cool transgender character in a Korean show. So I was very excited to play her, but then I did have my worries because I'm a cisgender actor playing a transgender character, and I know that there could be backlashes. So I guess it was 50-50. I was very excited, but worried at the same time. So I've played a lot of mom roles in my career. I actually do have a son in real life, so it wasn't difficult for me to get into this role. So instead of, thinking too much about this character, I just had a lot of great expectations for this character. I had a lot of fun on set. We had a perfect team, and my son character, Yong-sik, is played by Yang Dong-gun, or YDG, and he is an amazing artist in Korea. I'm a big fan of him, so I was so happy to be able to play mother and son duo with him.
Just as we wrap up, really quickly wanted to know, is there a game that you are the best at from the series that you can play really well?
무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다.
Fight?
수많은
I've played so many villains in my career. I'm very good at killing people. So if I played hide and seek and if I have a dagger in my hand, I did a really good job.
That's amazing.
All right.
Good. Well,
that's our
should
cue.
not play with you.
If I have to choose only one game in season 3, you know what? This is way harder games are compared to season 2. So I think I cannot survive if I play those games in real life. So no comment. I give up.
Fair.
I cannot choose only one. I'm gonna die.
I feel like all the games in season 3 are so hard, but if I had to choose one, I think I would choose hide and seek.
Something that can be played quite lightly. Some of the games would be taegi, the kicking, or 공기. I remember the cast would sit together. We would compete against each other, trying to see who's the best at it. Honestly, to pick one that I'd be most confident in, the games are quite difficult, actually. So it's hard to say. But what was fun, I can say, is the honeycomb, 달고나. Not only is it fun, it was so fun for me to do it because I hadn't played it for so long. And also, it's quite tasty, too. You know, I grew up playing all of these games. I'm part of that generation, so I don't think any of the games are that hard to play. But of course, if it's your life at risk, that's a different story. That's why people get eliminated. Personally, because I spent the most amount of time practicing it, I'd probably be the best at spinning top.
Thank you to the three of you so much for your time. You're all wonderful, and we're just so happy to have the show in the world, and we can't wait for everyone to watch season 3. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.